night, got a podcast that's lit. Keeping you up all night, voices in your ears, sharing laughter and fun. Bottom of the suggestion box, we're never done. Topics flying fast like sparks in the air. Tuning for the vibes, for the love everywhere. Bringing thoughts from the back, shining bright.
Welcome. I don't know why. I felt like I needed to. And that actually was pretty good though on pitch for once. Welcome back to Bottom of the Suggestion Box. I feel like I haven't been here in a while, but I feel like Fiesta Days, if you guys don't know, I photographed for that. That was like 700 days long. And so, I don't even know what date it is, but I do know that I have Nick Corey here today with me from Funnel Payments. Nick finally ended up showing up to the podcast that he was supposed to be on with me.
2 months
but I got the 1 day notice that he wasn't going to be here. And, we talked about that on the last podcast, but hi, Nick.
Hi.
Tell us more about yourself.
I'm Nick Corey. I own Funnel Payments, payment processing, point of sale company, avid chamber member, all around good guy. I like to volunteer, do normal stuff that everybody should be doing.
Yes. Outside of that, Nick is an awesome individual and somebody I would consider a friend. So I'm glad to have him on. He's definitely he's wearing pink today though, and I don't know if he knows this, but I hate men in pink. Robert Clark, if you're listening,
I love men in pink.
He knows this. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
I had a little something to the podcast.
Appreciate it. I actually thought you were going to get naked for a minute.
No.
If you'd like to take the next layer off. No, I'm kidding. Okay, back on task, guys. So today, suggestion is one that I feel like every business owner hears at least once. There's always a tone behind it, and I'm sure we've all experienced it in a different way, if not the same way. So you need my business. Nick, you need me. You can't work your life without me.
How are you going to pay your bills without me?
Sorry, you need me. And honestly, this one was a great one because I was actually just going to say who gave me this suggestion, but I forgot we can't talk about names. Oh yeah, Nick, don't talk about. So we've got stories today, no names, just enough information so that if they're listening, they know we're talking about them, but not enough that they know it's them.
Long list of them I gotta weed through.
You need my business. This one's very interesting topic because I feel like it's that entitlement piece that people start to get with this topic, right? Like they think like just because they're going to be an asshole that they deserve to be an asshole, right? And so first of all, no business owner wakes up thinking, you know what would be great today? Losing money. And most of the people who come at you and say, you need my business are people that are probably going to help you lose money. So let's just cut them out of our lives.
The worst customers ever.
Worst customers. And it's like they use purchasing as a weapon, right? Like it's like, if they talk to you the way they do, that you'll just cave, you'll buckle at your knees, and that you'll just cater to everything that they need. And I think that's just something as business owners we deal with quite a bit, and we just put a smile on. But honestly, that's why we're talking about it today, because it's something that if you're not a small business owner and you're a person doing this, please stop. Unless it's, every once in a while I'll give you guys a pass, but like, it's just not necessary. Right. And so we'll talk a little bit more about why it's not necessary. So we're going to talk about something people forget we can do. We can fire clients respectfully, professionally, and sometimes just for our own sanity. And I learned firing clients was a thing when I joined MC5, a marketing connection group. Somebody told me that when I first started my business, and I was like, oh gosh, I can't do that. And the day that I did fire my first client was the best thing I ever did. And honestly, because exactly what we had mentioned, they were losing me money and they were causing me so much stress and headache. I felt like I was back in high school, like chatty little girls again. And I'm like, I just don't want that,
And you're spending your time with this ungrateful, we'll call them ungrateful for now, customer that you could be spending on a grateful customer that will put you out there and send you referrals instead of badmouth you.
And it's funny, like, do these people, if you're one of these people, do you wake up every day just thinking, I'm going to be a dick? Today I'm going to do whatever I can to be a dick. And honestly, if that's the case, just don't call me. Go be a dick to somebody else, or maybe just not in general, right?
I'm good until the dick switch gets flipped.
Yes.
Then, but
Yeah.
I'm not that customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from being in this position, I've realized not to be that guy as much anymore. Or when I'm getting to that level, I can see Kent ready to tell me something. When I'm getting to that level, I try my hardest to like call 3 people, like figure it out before I blow a gasket. But I definitely was one of these people back in the day. But as I've experienced it myself, I've stopped doing it and I realize it's just not going to go anywhere good, you know?
I will go there on occasion if it's a big enough company.
Yeah.
I would never do it to you or to a local business, right? But like, I don't know, Walmart, for example. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I actually have that as an example in here.
Oh, did I use the name?
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, we talked about Target for a while too on here.
Well, when
Labubu's.
somebody flips the dick switch,
Yeah.
right. What's your comeback at that point?
I think it really depends on the dick switch.
Am I the customer or am I the business owner?
You're the business owner.
Oh, and I flat out tore up a contract that was signed.
Really?
And the person in question was just the most disrespectful the way he talked to me. And I looked at him, I said, if you're talking to me like this when you're trying to buy something,
Yeah.
how are you going to talk to me when, because I'm in point of sale,
Right.
Saturday night, if something goes bad, how are you going to talk to me on that Saturday night when something goes bad?
Yeah.
Because that's not going to work for me. And I tore it up and he stood up and you have to. And I don't have to do anything. Right. I wanted to because I thought it'd be good business.
I am the owner.
But I do not have to do anything.
When I worked retail, I had a client who came in and just something was wrong. It was like 25 cents. I swear it was nothing that it was a crazy difference, but she was like upset that we overcharged her. And I used the term ma'am. And oh my God, did she freak? It was like, ma'am, ma'am. She just kept repeating it. And that's when my blood started to boil. And I was just like, listen, if you're not happy with how I'm approaching this or fixing the situation over your 25 cents, I said, you can walk out the door right now and never shop here again. And she's like, oh, well, who are you? You're like a 16-year-old. I was 16 at the time as a manager. You don't get to run this or dictate that. And I'm like, I absolutely do. You have 10 minutes to leave here. Get out of here or go. And I had this situation at Fiesta Days, the ice cream people that just show up and you're okay. I'm probably going a little too deep into who, but they just show up. I'm like, you guys cannot be here. And they're just looking at me like, yes, I can. I'm like, I have the authority. You got to leave. And they just look at you. And it's like, no, you are not going to do that today. And that's just, you can't do it, you know? So
I always tend to, when that happens, is I just go, listen, can you show me your 2 other quotes that you got from because what I want to do is try to beat them, and they'll look at me because usually they're being dicks and like, you need my business, and nobody else will work with them because they are dicks, right?
And usually it pops up when customers don't get exactly what they want, exactly how they want it, and the timeline that they want it in. And I think that's the biggest thing that we live in a society nowadays where everything is right now, right? I was standing at the grocery store a couple weeks ago getting groceries, and there were 3 people in front of me, lady behind me. And the girl, you could just see her. She's fiddling. She's like, so I turn around, my eyes wide, like looking at her like, what? She's like, can you believe this is taking so long? I'm like, it's been 2 minutes. And you know,
we're to the grocery store when I don't have anything else to do.
Right. I'm not in a rush. I'm sorry you are, but maybe don't come at 3:30, 4 o'clock on a Sunday when people are shopping. But it's like, we live in this world right now where everything feels so now because we're so used to getting deliveries for packages right away and things like that people, I think, forget time and how much things cost us time-wise. And, you know, it's not just, and depending on your situation, Nick, I mean, I don't know much about payment processing, but not everybody's business is going to be uniform for you to be able to do the service the same exact time frame, because if they don't have good internet, or if they don't have their stuff set up, or they need to buy something that they don't have, you know, things take time, right? And we all have a different time frame. So just to expect a time frame and just start to argue with that, and you need my business, and start being a dick because it doesn't go your way, it's just something we need to cut out from the world. And I'm glad this suggestion came in my box, because honestly, it's actually sounded kind of bad, Nick. I thought you. So So when they're upset, policies don't exist, or when they want a discount, I think of that one with restaurants. Like everybody wants a discount for something. I will not go to a restaurant with a specific individual because I know for a fact that she will complain about every single meal every single time we go. And it's just, I'm like, I don't want to be here. There might be nothing wrong with it, but she will nitpick it so hard that the manager will come over and then it's an argument. It's not like, the person will be like, oh, I'm so sorry, we'll get you a new one. And she'll be like, no, I don't want a new one. I want my money back. And instead of it's just like, why do you got to be that person? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good way to get your steaks dropped on the floor. Before they get to you.
And then when you think you're the only customer that the business has, I think that kills me, right? Like, I get so many, don't get me wrong. I've mentioned this multiple times that some of my time frames have extended over time. Like, I'm a busy woman. I do 1.5 million things, and that's my choice. So if you want to work with me, my time frames do get extended sometimes. But if you're going to come at me after I'm already explaining that to you and still try to be this guy, like, then don't call me and don't work with me. I don't need you as a client. I really don't. So go to someone else that will give it to you in 1 week. I can't do that.
So I set the expectation right off the bat with stuff that I do that this is going to take 3-4 weeks to get in. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I'm going to be there for you. Like, it's, that this is not going to be an easy thing in my business. But I've told you that, that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy.
No,
but 6 months down the line, it's going to make your life easier. And I've got your back. Yeah.
And I think expecting us to read your mind is a big thing that kind of goes with this topic, because you think you're the expert, right? You did your research before you called Nick to get your payment processing set up. So now you think you're an expert on what he's going to do. And if he'll tell you like, you can't do that or this or that, and then you're going to defend yourself and fight with them. And then after the fact, you just expect Nick to read your mind to know that you need help fixing it when it stops working, or oh, well, I don't really want to read all the rules. I'll just call Nick when it breaks because, he can just come fix it, but you could have fixed it yourself. But now you're frustrated when Nick doesn't call you back because he's at another job helping another client. And now you're mad at him because you're claiming that he doesn't give you good customer service, when so much of the issues that I think are put in place with this whole topic could be resolved with just better communication. And not just expecting things, and just, understanding that you're not the expert in the business. Don't try to be.
Are the people who act this way, the clients that act this way, are they referred to you, or are they just out of the blue people? And here's why I say that. We all know a ton of entrepreneurs, and we hang out with entrepreneurs all the time. So our entrepreneurs' lips a little loose, right? In other words, me and you are having a beer, and I'm like, God, oh, this month sucked. Blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, Nick hears that, and Jerry comes like, hey, Nick sent me by, and that's when the attitude, look, I know business isn't, he's thinking, I know business isn't good, so you need me,
Right.
Or do you guys find that it's just dicks?
I don't think there's a single category that I'd squeeze them into. I would say more times than not, it's been people who have called me that are the
agreed
assholes.
Agreed.
Not people that I've, reached out to or cold called or done whatever with. Those are like some of my longest lasting customers.
I think the other ones too are the people that you donate your freebies to. I find them to be the most difficult in a lot of ways, because the parameters set on like a free photo shoot that they just won don't meet what they want. Like, I've had so many that have asked me to like, oh, we want a free family photo shoot, but can I just switch it to a business headshot? No, it's a different structure. Like, I can't do that.
Is your whole family going to be in that?
Yeah. And so, or it's like, oh, well, now I have 900 family members coming into town versus the 5 that I actually have. because they're trying to, nickel and dime the free package that they get. And so I think that also probably brings out a couple of these, like, you need me to be here to use the free thing that you just donated that you're not getting any money off of, so that I could leave a good review for you. Otherwise, I'm going to go on the internet and leave a bad review or something like that,
Yeah.
But I agree. I think most of mine are not from a referral. Most of mine are from just regular calls. I think for my industry, it's hard too, because each business is different, which, Nick, I know yours are as well.
Yeah.
So catering to everybody the same is just you can't.
It's impossible.
It is,
Yeah.
because what you need and what they need are two different things. But if you're coming into this, you can kind of know, like, I definitely am a good people reader. So I'll know right off the bat someone's about to be a Karen, honestly. And I'm like, this sucks, because there's nothing I can do about it because we're in the shoot. But then it's the after, it's the communication of like the 20 reach outs. Or I just had a recent situation where a client hated their picture. I've talked about this many times. Nothing that I did. Lighting was good, photo was good, but they were not happy with the way they looked. But then they went around and bashed my business all over every single time I saw this
mirrors.
Yeah.
So okay.
Now, and this person is a person of stature, so it's hard for me to want to say the things that I really would like to say, because I know that I I wish I could, and I know it would bite me in the foot if I did. But the problem is that it's like, how do you get around that? Because now they're tainting your business and in the public to other people, and you're like, this is so not true. And then now, but other people don't know the situation. They're not previewed to what took place. And I can't just flat out
and
be
you're
like,
trying to be the bigger person by not putting all that out there.
Yes.
Because then you just look vindictive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and I have to bite my tongue. And I am not someone who likes to do that, because it's just not a me thing. So, but here's the truth. We need good business, fair business, and respectful business. We do not need abusive, disrespectful, boundary-breaking businesses. And this just sets us up for failure by having people that go out and about and do this, right? It's kind of like the one bad apple ruins it for everybody. So if you're going to be that guy and you do that, you just ruin it for everybody that has to deal with these individuals and customers. And it's just unfair. It's not fair.
I had a conversation with my daughter about that exact thing. She's like, why is this a rule? I don't remember what the specific circumstance was. And I said, because one person screwed it up.
Yeah.
So now the rest of us have to now abide by that, rule.
Yeah.
Speed limits.
Yeah.
You could probably, back in the day, you go as fast as you wanted to, but then one car crash.
Yeah.
Now I got to go 25.
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
Nick, earlier you said something about Walmart and how, it's the big corporations. I think
I love Walmart. Call me for your processing needs, please.
You need my business. I think the two companies specifically that get the blunt of this a lot, I'm pretty sure, Sirius XM Radio and our internet, right? How many of you listening have been like, you know what, I'm just going to call and cancel my plan because they're going to give me a better rate and a deal, right? And those are the two that I feel like everybody always knows to just, for Sirius XM, you don't want to pay the $20 a month or whatever it is. So you're just going to call and be like, I'm going to cancel my subscription. And then they're like, well, wait, we really want your business. Stay, we'll give it to you for $5 for the next 3 months. And then you just repeat that cycle. Yep. Like, they are... The reason why this can happen is businesses like Sirius XM, our internet, who like they cave to the people who call and complain.
Well, they always give the benefit to the new subscribers, not the ones that have been with them for 15 years or whatever. And it's like, you got to call them. And I don't mind. Those are two examples of companies I don't mind calling and asking, because they gave Howard Stern $500 million for every 3 years. And what's the stock ticker look like for Xfinity right now? It's got to be off the charts, right?
It's not.
They're doing fine.
They're doing fine. Yeah.
They're doing fine. But I refuse to pay $200 a month for internet service.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Sure, I could get the Elon Musk package, and I don't know, what is that? $50 a month?
Alice and I were like, okay. Wait, whose name is it in? Okay, we'll cancel
we'll
put it in Kelsey's name.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's even the price difference between
that'll show them
a business package and residential and commercial. I'm like, it's the same exact thing. Just because I cater to customers versus my own
Yeah.
It's not even a small price cap. And so there are moments when this comes to play and we take advantage of the situation. And I'm not going to lie. I definitely am calling. I called the other day to get a cheaper internet plan.
We did about a month ago. Yeah, same deal.
But unfortunately, we have a few of these businesses that are easy to do it for, makes it feel like everybody can do that to everyone. And that's the hard part, is weeding out who you can do it to and who you can't do it to.
Yeah.
All right. So the myths. So something we go into on the podcast are just some breakdowns of myths. So myth number 1, a business owner should take any customer.
No.
Absolutely not. Exactly. That's the answer. A bad customer can drain more time, energy, profit than 10 good ones. Some customers cost business more than they bring in, and it can be a real emotional and financial burden.
Yeah. Can I expand on this?
Go ahead.
At first, if you're just now starting your business, I think it's important to take everybody.
Yes.
If you're brand new, because then you decide the kind of customers you want versus don't want.
You learn a lot
about
them.
Fire a customer.
Yep.
So,
you always learn about them.
Yeah. So there's a lot of learning going on in the first year of your business. I would take all comers, but I've grown to be way more selective now.
Yeah. Well, you learn from it, right? And you start to realize, okay, what you're good at and bad at, right? And who's the problem, how to handle it. And so you have to come across. I don't think before I became like really successful full time, I really dealt with any true issues. So then that first year I went full time, I was like, oh my God, there are so many problem children out there, and I didn't know how to handle that, right?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I joined a marketing connection group and they were like, this is normal. The people I was sitting around have been well established, and they're like, we've dealt with this. You're going to find it to be more. Now you have to learn how to say no, how to work around these clients that are just horrendous to work with. And at first I was kind of nervous because I didn't want to be the bad guy, but it's like also too, you have to be the bad guy in some situations. And I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it when we get to myth number 3. The customer is not always right. And that's got to be a saying that just stops being a thing, because honestly, it's you can't grow a healthy business when you're constantly trying to please people who don't actually want to be pleased. And so many of these people that pull
or they don't know how don't even know how to be pleased.
No. So they want to make a situation out of everything.
Yes.
Always.
The founder of Culver's has a saying. He goes, I can't tell you what the recipe for success is, but I can tell you what the recipe for failure is, and that's try to please everybody.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
And even
I
when
have talked with a lot of restaurant owners. Like, I got a bad review. I'm like, yeah, but one in particular, I won't mention the name, of course, but when he started doing business with me was his first year of opening his own restaurant. They did $45,000 in total sales that year. And just a few months ago, he texted me and said, hey, I think I need to do this or lower my price, because he got one person upset on Facebook over the pricing of his menu options. I go, no, you're now doing $200,000 a month.
Yeah.
You started at 45. Like, forget that guy. You don't need him to come back. You got.
And how much good publicity comes from bad publicity in a small way?
Yeah,
I mean,
because your big fans will come on there and say no.
Yep.
Yeah, or they'll defend the business.
And especially if it's not true. We talked about this when Kathy was on here from Rita's, about just bad reviews and how just nobody's amped to go put a good review, and everybody's always. So if you're someone that looks at reviews, just know that you're always only probably going to see bad reviews more than good. And that's not a reflection for the most part of a business. And when we have millions and millions of Karens, and what's the guy one? David's? I don't know. What is it? Jeff's out there. There's nothing that's going to get around it. Right. And like the whole inconsistency stuff, like everybody has a bad day. And so one day it might not be cooked as great, and that's where the bad review comes in. Or they had a bad day, they're taking it out on you because you didn't gravel at their feet. And so I agree.
I hate the review culture. I hate it.
So do I.
I don't leave them. People always ask me to leave a good review. I'm like, yeah.
I won't leave a bad one either.
I don't ask for them either, right? Yeah, I don't like pressure my customers. Give me a good review somewhere.
exactly. Because then it also feels fake. And
Right.
then now you're begging me. It's kind of like the heart of the fox, or not the heart of the fox, the best of the fox.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you to go vote for me.
Right.
Lost all of its glam then, because
Yeah.
now you're forcing people to go pick you as the best when you should just be organically chosen as the best. And that is why this year I didn't put myself in and didn't talk about it. And last year I actually recused myself because I didn't want to be involved in it, because to me, that's not how it works. And that's what we live in. And it's,
And then you win, because I won one year, and they make you pay for all the stuff. I'm like, what? No,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Thanks
They
for
sent me
being
one
a
little rolled up
winner.
or folded up thing in the mail, and
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Well, and that's what I've asked. You see the banner hanging. Well, just exactly how much business has that brought you? They're like, what? Oh, well, I don't know, but it feels good.
Right. Yeah. It
it
looks nice
definitely
on the
lost
wall,
its,
sure.
it lost its luster
So-
when people started taking advantage
I think
of it.
that the common person doesn't understand that about this specific program, though.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
realize what's behind the curtain there.
No.
And they didn't even have a category for me. It was just like business.
Because it's run by a media company, they don't have
Right.
So we've never been able to be.
I could go on about
funny.
that, but we probably shouldn't.
That-
Okay.
That's another myth.
Myth number 2: if I threaten to take the business elsewhere, you'll cave. Bye, bitch.
Yeah. No,
Bye.
that doesn't work for me either.
You know, maybe in the beginning of my career, I would get a little shaken in my knees when people would say that. Now, go ahead. I've had too many incidences where somebody has done that. They've gotten pictures taken by somebody else, and I saw them, and I'm like, all right, well, if they wanted to be on that level of that, then
So you've
sure.
been in business how long? How many years?
I've been doing this for 17 years.
2009.
Okay.
So whatever, 17
So-
years.
And this is
Oh, yeah.
and this is the tough part, right? We've been around since 2018, so that's 8 years. So this is a hard thing for a lot of entrepreneurs to understand.
Yeah.
It's like you've passed the 3-year
Yeah.
fold point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And even though we want to keep winning, you got to look back and go 17 years since 2009. So 17,
Yeah.
you're like, wait a minute. This,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
When
Yeah.
people come to me and go, oh, you could use this for your portfolio. I graduated in 2011. I don't have a portfolio I need to show anybody. I'm
Correct.
running a business, not
Right.
going to college trying to show people I need a job, right? Like,
Exactly.
I don't need that. Or just like the culture. And I mentioned this the other.
Just go to BMO.
Yes. And it's just like, no, I'm sorry. But if I threaten to take my business elsewhere, you'll cave. And, it was nerve wracking at first when I did start my business out, because you're like, oh my God, like, does that mean they're going to leave me a bad review? Is this going to be bad? But honestly, sometimes I'm actually glad that they went to someone else. And I'm a very firm believer. I don't feel threatened in my industry. I don't have room for competition because I do my business the way I do it. And I've set myself up for success in a way that is successful for me, which gives me this opportunity to not care when people walk away and go to another photographer. There's
Sure.
just certain things I don't want to do, or people I don't want to deal with. If I walk in the door and I already know right away, I honestly might just make the determination to say it's just not a good fit. And I'm glad I can actually do that now, where in the beginning I had to take everybody and I had to experience a lot of these bad customers that just were such difficult people to work with. And I'm glad at this stage of my life I don't have to deal with that as much.
Yeah.
So if you're newer in the industry, it'll help teach you and it'll keep you going, but just eventually you got to learn to stick up for yourself and just know that you can't take this kind of stuff. And
No.
people shouldn't be that way to you, honestly.
So, two things. Anytime I'll even say fired a problem customer, I've gained 2, 3, 4 in its place that were good customers.
Yes.
Right. So it's always been a good thing to shed that extra weight. And another about, your business will fall if I go elsewhere or whatever. One of my mentors taught me early on that losing business attrition is always going to be 100%.
Yeah.
Eventually, over time, whatever, you're eventually going to lose every one of your customers.
Yes. Yeah.
So as long as you can keep that inside of you and say, oh, it's just one.
Yeah.
I just lost one.
Yeah.
And I just got to go get two more.
Yeah.
Or, whatever.
And there's so many industries out there that do the same thing that it's going to be hard to not get that threatened feeling in your industry, right? Like there's business out there. There's millions of people. We are going to get the customers that really need our business. Yes. Could that maybe mean that we're not going to get as much money as we possibly can? But I think I'd rather be rich in customers than rich in general in a small way, because I mean, if I can get by in life happily and not stressed in my job and keep loving my career, I'd rather do that than be a millionaire taking on clients that are absolutely atrocious to work with.
Sure.
But I do love being rich.
How many friends do you have in your industry?
Friends?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Friendlies?
I mean, I get along with a handful, I would
locally.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of them would say that they are, but they're not really.
Right. Yeah. Your industry friends.
Yeah.
It's not something you would say a best friend, but
I would
good
say
industry associate.
I give a lot of referrals. I don't know how much referrals I get from others.
Okay.
So I think I'm a lot friendlier in my industry than I think some are. So I think I give a lot more than I get. But so yeah.
Most of my best friends are my competitors. Interesting, right? So if I get a bad egg, hey guys, just to, avoid this phone call. Yeah.
See, and that's nice.
We put them on our own little blacklist. Yeah, it's great.
Just don't work with them.
Right. No, make them go to strike.
See, and that's interesting. I like to hear that, because honestly, if you could talk, I would love to tell people I do tell people a lot to avoid certain people enter at your own risk, right? Because there are some people
your mileage may vary.
Right? There's just some people that should just never be allowed to work with anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
But the reality is small businesses are not held hostage. Policies exist for a reason. There's consistency, fairness, legality, safety, scheduling, and sometimes because we literally cannot control the weather. I could use Fiesta Days as an example. How many people just reached out about the weather last year and wanted their money back, but they didn't realize how much money we were losing as an event with the weather too. Like, you're on the hook, but so am I. But it's like, you need me to come to your place to keep this event going. I want my money back. And it's like, no, other people will come. And it's the thing of a reason is that we can't control some of the situations that take place. And when you begin to think that our industry, that's when you actually kind of set yourself up for failure, because now you're expecting something that really isn't necessarily something you should be expecting. And so I think that's a hard one for people to hear.
In my industry, business owners, in most cases, that say they know about my industry, when I'm meeting with them, I know all this, are the ones that are being taken advantage of the worst. Also, because everything, fine, sign here. Yeah,
we talked a little bit about this.
Explain any of this to you now.
Yeah,
now you're getting fines, or you're getting just overcharged, or whatever. Yeah.
Well, and we talked a little bit about this offline before we got here, and just people not knowing your industry. It's like, you leave the expertise to the person that's doing the expertise, because really, if you don't know, why try to even learn it? Because you probably, even with the little amount of learning you're going to do, aren't really going to know the situation. So my dad is one of these guys where people will come over to fix the roof or whatever, and he'll be the hover in the background, you should probably move that piece of wood over here, or you should do that. And it's like, Dad, you're not the expert. Yeah. Stop.
I called them because I don't know how to do it.
50 years ago, I used to do this with my eyes closed. Well, that was 50 years ago, Dad, and today is today. So stop doing that. All right. So myth number 3, businesses can't afford to say no. The reality is, no is the smartest financial move that a business can make. And one client demanding triple the time, double the communication, and consistent accommodations can really sink your schedule, stress your team out, push away the customers who really respect and thrilled to support you. And when you start breaking the rules for these bad apples, now everyone's going to expect you to break the rules for them. And then it's just a trickle effect. And
it's like letting the gate down at the bison farm or whatever. One's through, they're all through.
Yeah. If you aren't just allowed to fire a customer, sometimes firing one customer saves the business. And so we've mentioned that a few times on here. Just fire the customers. If they're going to be mean to you, nobody has room for this. The world sucks right now. Like, we don't need more negativity in this world. Like, bye, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is you're the business owner. So change your fee structure, make it if you don't like saying no, change your fee structure for that customer, make it very uncomfortable. One of two things going to happen. They're going to leave, which you wanted them to anyway, or they're going to pay you more.
They're going to pay a lot more. Right. Yeah.
Right.
I wish I was more witty. I feel like that's my downfall. When you had asked earlier, you know, who the type of people are. I wish I was a lot more witty to come up with a solid answer when people like try to drop this on me. Like, you know, because honestly, it's not even so much about calling them out or making them look bad, but I think putting people in perspective is something we don't do enough, that just lets people do things, right? Like, we just let it slide by. I've had hundreds of people use my photos inappropriately or without my permission, and I just let it slide because I don't want to be the guy that's going to sue you. It's not my demeanor. I'm not that type of person. But if I just let it slide and I don't say anything, then they're just going to keep doing it. It doesn't educate them. But as soon as you start to do those things, now people think you're just being an asshole or you're negative. But it's like, I wish that more customers would listen to what we have to say and not get so defensive, because obviously we're telling you this for a reason, right? You don't know my business. I'm trying to tell you how my business runs so that you can understand. And maybe that would make me not want to fire you as a customer. But so many people are so quick to jump the gun that they still deserve a discount or a free meal or a this or a that before even just, having the answer in front of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So myth number 4, this one is one that just makes my
We're busting all these myths.
Yeah, we got 4 myths.
Be proud of us. Whoever they are, Mythbusters.
The customer is always right. Guys, I've said this on, I think, exactly all 12 podcasts I've done already, or whatever, how many we've done. The customer is not always right.
9.
I'm sorry. That needs to be something that's thrown out the window in 2026, 2027, and beyond. You guys are not right.
The same mentor that taught me the thing about attrition put the phrase "buyers are liars" in the back of my head.
Never heard that.
Oh yeah. Because they'll tell you any story to get you in, or whatever, and in most cases it's never like the ones who are begging me to come in and give them the biggest discount because of this or that, and it's like I'm looking at your stuff and like.
Or how about when they're like,
cost me a fortune.
Well, what if I don't pay for, that cable? Could you give me a discount? Because I already have that cable in a drawer somewhere. So I don't need that. So you just give me a discount on that.
That's fine, but I'm not replacing that cable.
No.
Either. Right. Yeah.
It's penny pinching at that point.
Recently, and I ghosted them after the comment or whatever, looking at a new POS system, and it's all on iPads and this stuff, so I'm like, look, you probably have an iPad at home. You can use that. I've got a couple spare stands. I'll just give to you. But this particular barcode scanner was $386. Well, that's how they're getting me. I'm like, it's on Amazon. That's just the one that works with iPads best. If you don't want to buy it, I guess don't buy it. What do you buy the $20 one, I suppose.
That's right there.
You got nothing to plug it into. Like, that's not where they're getting you. Yeah. They're not getting you. This is a good company. It's solving all of your problems, but you're hung up on a $300 scanner.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you everything else. Like, I've got this laying around. I'll piece this together for you because you're a new business.
Yeah.
Right.
But you got to pay something.
Yeah.
And that's the problem I have, because you're like, wait, but we've got a pretty good relationship. You trust me.
Right.
So that says that you don't trust me.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's how they get you.
And it's so hard nowadays too, because of YouTube and everything that's out there readily available for them, that they get a 30-second clip of something and they know how to shoot photos.
Sure.
I follow this girl on TikTok. She's 17. This is what she said. You're like, well, go to her.
Then go to her.
Yeah, you're just like, but that's a hard thing, and I usually laugh at them right? You guys know my personality, but literally I'll just start laughing at them, and they'll be like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. You do this every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I make them feel like shit, which is bad. I probably get a bad. I really don't care, but I don't have a flight mode at that point when somebody's when a customer's trying to be right. I'm gonna dig my fucking heels in right here.
Yes.
And we're gonna stand toe to toe because you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Right.
And the fact that you think that you're right, like, it just kills me. You might have some, like, there's a difference between being helpful and being treated like a doormat. If you're going to keep coming at me, then you know what? Maybe you should just take my job. Maybe you shouldn't even have called me. Maybe you should just do it yourself. But I'm sorry, you called me for a reason, right? You needed my services. And if you're going to nickel and dime me and I say no, don't get mad at me. That's not my fault that I can't give you what my knowledge, my expertise, my schooling, my experience for free. Like,
18 years in banking was the worst.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I can imagine.
God, I couldn't even imagine. Wait, you don't give free money?
You got to refund all these overdraft fees. Well, don't overdraft your account.
Don't overdraft your account.
You're just like,
these fees have been there for a long time. Yeah, longer than your.
Or when they're like, wait, what? That's how that works? Yes, that's how that works. And I told you 3 times.
So my industry is an unregulated industry. You don't need a license. You don't need, whatever. So I will have these conversations with business owners that are, when you go out now, places are tacking on a little percentage for accepting your card. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's unregulated, guys like me will just do you the wrong way because we can make some more money off of it. Right.
Yeah.
And then I talk to somebody and say, you're doing this incorrectly. And, I'm not saying you're going to get fined, but you could get fined and have your privileges to take credit cards taken away from you. And they're like, well, why would they sell it to me if it was wrong? I'm like, well, because it's an underregulated industry full of shitheads.
Yeah.
And, he's making a ton of money off of you doing it the wrong way. And if you get fined, maybe he'll pay it for the first one. And then he's going to fix it.
Well, and you're expecting.
And I got into a big blowout with this one business owner. And I'm like, keep doing you. I'll find a new place to take my business.
But you almost want them to kind of fail. I feel like nothing against this industry, but real estate agents, there's 9 million of them. How do I know that you're doing the right thing for me? And that's the problem. We talked a little bit about on the podcast that you were supposed to be on, Nick. But Kent filled in. But
we'll keep that up.
Is that your friend can do it cheaper? And honestly, they probably can. But guess what? Do they know all the ins and outs of the things that you know in the 17 years you've been in business? They don't. Right. And that's why you call people like Nick and I to do the business that you do with us, because we know the things that you don't know. Right. And you can go somewhere else cheaper. But guess what? So this example, I had a girl, she was using my photos. So my first response is the polite, hey, Kelsey Adam's photo took this photo, comment underneath the post. That's how I deal with it, because I'm not somebody that's too happy. So then I see that there's another post that went up, and with their logo, I'm like, okay, now that's infringing way more. So I reached out, I said something to the individual. They tell me, well, I'm so sorry. I hired a friend of a friend who does all my social media for me, and she's the one that posted it. I didn't even know that this was a thing. I paid them to do it. A friend of a friend who obviously doesn't know the industry. Come to find out, this person is a photographer, should know this rule, and still did the thing. So in my head, I'm thinking, this is why you have to hire people that know what they're doing, so you don't have to come across this. If I really wanted to be a dick, I could have sued both of them. And I'm not going to, but the fact of the matter is that when you hire a cheap person or somebody that's not well previewed in the industry, you're going to come across that. So when you're sitting here telling me you need my business, I don't need your business. And if you want to come back at me for the way that I run my business because you don't agree with it, go to that person and watch them get you sued, when I could just easily give you the business you deserve and you need at the right price, and we could call it a day. But you have to be a dick about it, and you're going to be the one that has to be the one that's going to learn in the long run. And that's what's going to happen with that client, Nick. Yeah.
You need my business. Well, prove it.
Yeah.
Be a decent person and customer.
Yeah.
I might need it, but I don't want it.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm an avid non-rewards person, by the way. Like if I can say if it's a good thing, I can mention the company, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Big B Coffee. I love them.
Yeah.
They have their punch card. No, thank you.
Yes.
Keep your money.
Yeah.
I'll pay for my $4 coffee.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing. It's actually funny. I just denied it the other day.
I feel like being a decent person.
Yeah.
And I don't want to discount from people I like.
Yeah.
I take the punch card because I'm like, I've spent way too much money.
Well, yeah. I don't go out for coffee.
That's how I spend my spending. I'm like, I got soda. I can't finish this.
Whose punch card am I almost finished with there?
A topic that I need to do. I mean, I am a couponer, so don't get me wrong. I will take a good coupon.
That's Walmart and Meijer. Yeah. They got bucks.
They got bucks.
Right.
Exactly. So that goes back to the who and who. One thing we won't get into today, but I've been just in my head about is tipping and how that works and that structure works. And that's been something that's
I'm a generous tipper.
Oh, yeah. But it's like I get my nails done every 3 weeks and it's like the same exact tip each time. I mean, people tip me every once in a while, but is it expected? Do I need to? Or like catering could be like $600 and a 20% tip on $600 is a lot. Yeah. Tipping is one of those things. So if you've got any tips on tips, let me know.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. So this takes us into the vent box. So obviously with the vent box.
Oh, okay.
So it can just be emotionally draining, right? Ignoring policies, blowing up your phone, questioning pricing, asking for free work, treating our staff like they're disposable, and turning a small inconvenience into a crisis. Just stop, please. Like please.
Yeah.
These are the clients that you need, that say that you need your business, but then really you better break your rules for me. And this goes into a lot of the topics we've talked about when we had Aaron on about like knowing the boss, like breaking the rules for people. It's just like, no, we don't need your business. Don't come here. And the better work, or you better work for less money because I said so. And honestly, F you for that. I wrote down absolutely not, but I'm saying F you because honestly, it's not true. And I'm just so sick of people doing that. And it's something, this conversation bugs me. I don't know why I'm heated about this one today.
Tony Montana was the one that said, I've got my rules and my policies and I don't break them for no one.
Yeah.
Or was that my word and my balls?
Oh, what?
I've got my word and I've got my balls and I don't break them for nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And it's just, I don't know, guys.
More policies.
And policies.
So the comeback to this, there is always a comeback, right? Like with all the shitty customers in the world, there's always good ones.
Funny story. The one I mentioned, I ripped the contract up earlier. He died. And now the business partner and I, we're working a deal.
Oh, nice. And sometimes with sternness, a great point is if you're gonna die, leave it to somebody good.
Sorry. I mean,
what did we learn? Don't piss Nick off.
Sorry for your family's loss. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like sometimes if you're stern, people will respect you more and they might actually come back. I had a situation where a client didn't want to pay my prices and they were like, you need me. And I'm like, no, I don't. Bye. Go get your headshot somewhere else. And then I saw the headshot. I've talked about this. They had a button popping in the middle. You could see her nipple basically. And I was just like, I would never let you walk out the door that way. I would never even put it on the internet. And this was on the internet from that photographer. And that person came back to me and was like, hey, can you edit this? Because I have professional editing background. Can you edit this? I just can't believe that this photo was given to me this way. I'm like, no, but you can pay me the $225 and we'll go ahead and get your headshot taken like we could have. And it would have been right the first time. And they always come back for at some point or another, right?
The be-back bus.
My, the person that I won't go to lunch with, they or out to dinner. I'll tell you offline. You know her. She literally goes back to the same locations that she complains about every day. Stop coming. Just stop coming here. Nobody asked you to keep coming back. If you're not happy with it, stop walking through my door, right? Like
my daughter and her friends will do the music in the park.
Oh, yeah.
On Thursdays, right? We'll all go as a family, but then my 14-year-old will find her nest of friends and they'll just walk the streets of McHenry. And one night, 9:30, I check her location. She's at Buddy's. having, whatever with all of her friends. And I called her afterwards. I didn't call her afterwards. I picked her up and I said, did you guys at least order food? You've got my credit card. Like, did you at least, well, we ordered a thing of beer nuggets and a bunch of water. I'm like, no. Next time you go there, at least 3 beer nuggets. Everybody gets a soft drink. Like that is not what you do when you go to it, right? Because you're going to get me banned from a place I like going when they see your face.
Yes.
You're in there making a mess. You're at a table for an hour and a half and you ordered $6 worth of stuff. Like, that is not, no, it's not acceptable.
It's funny you say that because there are so many people where they're like, I always feel bad when we take up so much time because it's like it's other customers that could be going through the door.
They're Table Turn, which is the new name of our latest point of sale release, by the way. But turning tables is what they, that's how they survive. And that's how they, these waitresses are making their money. It's off of tips. They're not making, buku bucks an hour.
That was my nickname in college.
What's that, Table Turn or buku bucks?
We call them pockets. There's a girl that comes to things and we call her pockets, but it's like she comes to things for the freebies. And there's a few of you out there that I know you, if you're listening, they come to chamber functions specifically for the free food. And it kills me because I'm like, or the free drinks. It's like, do you even know anything about the business? Are you walking around and finding out about it? Are you posting
said hi
about
to
it?
one person? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to do those things, then please just be good to the company that you just got all the freebies from, right? Like, that's why what are those expos stopped being a popular thing because nobody was ever really getting business from them because people were just coming for the freebies.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing.
Trick-or-treating.
Oh, gosh.
Totally right.
All right. So the comeback here is the good news that every entitled customer, there are a dozen amazing ones. People that respect your time, value your work, follow your policies, show up on time, and communicate kindly. And so to those people, shout out to you. We're happy that you're around. Thank you for keeping the world good. For everybody else, if you're not watching the podcast on screen, then you didn't see what I just did. But
you're just telling them they're number one. Right?
You are number one. And when you let go of the draining clients, you can make more room for good ones, better energy, better workflow, and better boundaries. So those all bring better business. So thank you, Nick, for being here today.
Finally.
For coming back finally.
I almost called you from the parking lot, so I couldn't make it.
I saw your truck and then I was like, okay, he's here. Nick, how can we get a hold of you if someone is struggling in their business and needs better payment processing to help them save money and work more efficiently?
Just send me an email.
What's your email?
Text message. I don't want to put my phone on. Whatever.
It's okay. You don't have to.
Nick@funnelpayments.io.
Like funnel cake, funnel?
Funnel. Yep.
Funnel
Funnelpayments.io.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, thank you again for being here. And we'll
Thanks
see you
for
guys
having
on
me.
the next episode.
Good to see you.